But we got 8 minutes left. We were able to.
Still 10-3 here.
It's 10-3, right? So we got to stop defensively. And now we're going to run a little play action here and try to get Shockey in the seam. And there's a little bit of push, and we get high with the throw.
He looked like the intended target the whole way of the play.
Yeah, the coverage was such where Drew knew right away that they were going to have a pretty good, this is that unbalanced set again.
What was the point of that, Sean?
It was just to change up a formation, hopefully maybe get a different defense, a single safety defense. The point of it was to try to get a down safety defense. Now here we got a snap of too deep, and Drew sees that it's too deep. Look how deep the safety is, and even the corner, we're not getting behind him here. And this was a design play to go behind him, and so Drew does a good job of getting it off underneath, really taking his third in the progression here. So, they cover it, and yet he's able to come off to Pierre, and we get 6 out of it. And we get back to a 3rd and 3 that we like. So we line up in 3rd and 3. Here we go to one of our 3rd down package plays. We're in our empty set. Colston gets matched up with the linebacker. Drew does a good job with his location. Marcus does a good job with the route. And at this point, I would say we've got to stop defensively. We offensively, had driven the ball for a field goal, and we've got the ball going again. At this point, you feel the momentum is shifting a little bit. Even though it's 10-3, we're starting to have some success moving the football.
That was your first 3rd down conversion other than the Pierre run, I think, right? Maybe?
3rd down conversion, you might be right.
I can't remember.
Because the other ones came on 2nd down that were, earned 1st downs. The guy who played well in this game kind of quietly is Debry Henderson. And you'll see as this tape goes on. So it's 2nd and 8. We gained 2 on a run with Reggie. And a little option route with Shockey. So 3rd down, this is a big 3rd down, and they end up busting a coverage here with Lance. Basically what happens is we're running a little high-low, and Colston runs the 7 or the corner route, and Lance runs what we call a little money route underneath it. And because of the stacked release, see how they're behind each other? Both defenders end up staying on the high receiver, and they don't usually they in and out this, so they bust this coverage, and Drew ends up coming off to Lance for a pretty easy conversion, and you could see them talk to each other. Just an in and out technique that they missed. But you're right. I think that's the 2nd, 3rd down we convert. The other 1st downs came on 1st or 2nd down. And we're moving it again here.
Something backs you up then, huh?
Yeah, what backs us up is this. We're going to take a minus yardage play here. What's going to happen is we're going to get backed up, and then we're going to get a big chunk to Colston. But we lose.
That's a missed block, or they spotted something?
They did a pretty good job of moving to this, and if you watch the end zone copy, 41 does a good job of out leveraging the receiver. Ought to have a little bit better landmark there. He's a pretty good player.
Yeah.
But
That's the day.
so now we're 2nd and 17. So we're going to go back to this little shift package. Drew's going to get to another play he likes. And you're going to see him hit Colston on 4 verticals here. That was a big play.
So is that who he's intending to hit, or is it
Yeah.
what he sees they give him? Or
Picture this, and this is the easiest way for me to describe it. We got to try to see what they're doing defensively, coverage-wise. But before that, what we're going to do is we're just going to send Meacham across, and then all of a sudden get him set. And at this point, you've got 3 options, X, Y, and Z, play-wise. And one of them is for single safety defense. If you have cover 2, you get to the other play. And if you have a pressure look, maybe a blitz look, you get to the third. So you got a series of plays you can get to. And Drew sees that he's going to get a down safety look, and he likes this all-go special play. Colston does a good job of getting behind this linebacker and in front of the safety. And so Drew's going to read this guy first, and then, his eyes really are thinking Colston or Meacham. This is the same play he hit Meacham on versus Carolina for a touchdown. And so here he thinks there's a big enough window. He takes the throw to Colston. But it gets us away from the 2nd and 17. Now we were able to, get inside the 5 with the first down. That's why this play was significant. I mean, it's a chunk.
well, if it was say it was a cover 2, are they running the same routes, or is he?
No, he's giving him a different play, which is a whole different set of routes.
Okay.
So we shift the receiver, then we choose what package.
It's amazing how often a linebacker is covering Colston when he's such a, but that's the matchups your offense creates.
Yeah. I mean, you try to get, if you go back to that, the other thing about this formation that's important, I guess, if you go back and look at it, Shockey's down here. And so if I told you the corner is on Shockey, would it be man or zone coverage? I mean, initially you would say if the corner's on Shockey, it would probably be zone.
Right.
All right? So Drew sees that before the motion goes, and so he's into one of his zone principles. But every once in a while, this safety will come out, and the corner will run with the receiver, then Drew will be into one of his man routes. And so the formation itself gives us a pre-snap man-zone read because we've taken a big guy and lined him up out here, and the corner is matched up over, so it's zone.
That's one of the beauties of having unique style play. I mean,
Different body types.
Reggie,
Yeah, those guys can give you pre-snap man-zone reads.
I remember, what was it, the Redskins had like those 4 receivers that were all the same size. I mean,
Yeah.
You can actually read a defense by having
There's no question.
a different type of.
So all 3 receivers are at the top. Shockey's at the bottom with Bush offset. But it's a zone read the whole way.